Everyone, everywhere, welcome back to another video, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share the video out, watch the ads, please and thank you. Help me help y'all, all that good stuff. Now, you can tell by the title of the video, and if you are new here, we're going to talk about DC Universe Online, and should you play DC Universe Online, or DCUO for short, in 2023? Now, there's two answers to this. So it's a long answer, it's a short answer. The long answer includes me going over the content, the population of servers, monetization, combat, customization, and then probably some pros and cons at the end. Short answer is, I say give it a chance. Just go ahead, give it a chance. If you heard about DC, your friends used to play DC, you used to play DC yourself, give it a chance. A lot of good quality of life changes have been implemented in the game and are still yet to come. You can even check out my other video, what to expect in 2023. It's what not only I expect, but a lot of people I see, whether it be on the forums, in game, on different Discord chats, etc. Okay, also expect. Now, let's go ahead and hop into this video. Now, like I said, with the short answer, it is a yes. Go ahead, check it out, try it out, see how you like it. If you're an old returning player, hey, there's a lot of new stuff. Depending on how old you were, artifacts are a new thing, which just changed the entirety of the game and change how we play the game. Okay, allies are new things. You get combat and two support abilities that you're able to equip. Combat, you basically have something to fight alongside you. Support abilities support you or your team. Okay. We got different things, like we can now heal supercharges with artifacts and whatnot. Adds that little green field in. Anyone in it gets healed or supercharged slowly but surely. So look, there's a lot of new stuff to DC. A lot of stuff if you have missed out, and if you're just new to the game in general, there's plenty of content to play. Which brings me into my first point, the content. Now, DC's been out for about 12 years now. The anniversary just passed here a little bit. Okay, so about 12 years, and there's 12 years of content. There's over 44 episodes, or DLCs is what we call it here in game, and you're definitely going to get your fill with this particular content. There's almost never a time where you should be bored if you're a new player, whether it be the leveling up experience, which is pretty easy, and now there is some challenges with it, but it's pretty much like a very long tutorial, if you will. The leveling up process for you to get to level 1 through 30 is pretty much in preparation for the end game. The end game will allow you to utilize all the stuff that you learn, whether it be different game mechanics, boss mechanics, how you go about in completing open world missions, your daily missions, all types of stuff. Oh my goodness, even stuff like this where we get one-shotted in a raid. Now, I am playing an in-game raid in the background content. He's even laughing right there, so people have a good sense of humor here. But yeah, content is incredible. Okay, in-game is the main focus of DC Universe Online, but the 1 through 30 is not something that is subpar in any regard. It's pretty well put together and pretty well contrived. It even got revamped and re-implemented out I think a couple years ago, so it's not just 12 years old, playing some very old content and whatnot. It did get touched on, did get revamped, so that is something definitely to take into consideration right there if you are making a new character. I will also say that even if you're a solo player or a group player, you want to play with your friends, your homeboys, you want to make some new friends and homeboys and homegirls, all that good stuff, there is plenty of not only people, but plenty of content for you to enjoy. If you're a hardcore sweat or just a casual player, there is a variety of difficulty content that you can set it to. There's an elite mode, which is pretty much you have to be an elite, which is more like the hardcore difficulty of it. And even in elite, you can scale the difficulty as you see fit. An easier version of elite, or dang near impossible version of elite, and there's an elite plus, which is even past and beyond that. There's even survival mode that we have yearly, and sometimes even a couple times a year, just depending on it. So there's definitely a tremendous amount of content. You can even expect even future content and frequent amounts of this. There's about 2 to 3 major DLCs a year, okay? And with that, those DLCs are not just a one-off dump, but there's multiple things that will be touched up, updated, added to, etc. okay, for each and every DLC. So content-wise, DC is solid. Now I will have to go on to population and the servers. Now, DC Universe Online is for the EU server and the US server, the two main servers. And on those, you have different platforms. Platforms including PlayStation, PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox, okay? Now, there is crossplay only enabled for the PlayStation and PC. Both PlayStation and PC can play on their respective servers, so, PC and PlayStation on the US side can play together, and PC and PlayStation on the EU side can play together, but not US and EU. They cannot intermingle. So, that is how the servers are and the platforms that you're able to play on. In terms of population, the US population is definitely a lot higher than the EU. So I'm going to go ahead and let that be known right now. And now, if you are on the PlayStation and PC server and platforms, those are going to be ones that are pretty much always going to be the highest platforms on it. There's even a website that I saw some other people talking about what is like DC Universe Online is 76th out of the MMORPGs that's listed for like 100. It's like the top 76th one or something like that. But even in that, you have to take into consideration that only pulls US PC players for one. Two, on top of it only pulling the US PC players, it also only pulls in people who have a membership that are subbed to the game. So if you are not subbed to the game, it does not count you. And there's a tremendous amount of people that is actually not subbed to the game, since DC Universe Online is free to play. So with that being consideration, it even still has an astounding, I think it said like almost like 35 or 3,800 players daily, and it goes like over 100K a month, or 300 some K a month. So those are different players hopping on each and every day. A lot of the same players too, but you get my drift. Okay, the population is pretty good. Definitely be wary of whenever you are on, especially on some of the not as populated servers. If you're on the US PlayStation PC server, it's pretty much always going to be populated, always have someone to run with and a whole bunch of people to run with, all that good stuff. But if you're not, just be wary. Weekends are going to be the prime time for everyone to hop on. That's when a lot of people play game. A lot of people also play game when they're off of work and school, so those will be the times to go. Don't expect stuff when people are middle of the day at school and whatnot, and you're trying to run a big old raid group and do all this good stuff. You're probably not going to find your spam groups there, okay? You need to wait till, dinner time and all that good stuff. But yeah, population servers pretty much like that for DC, which is pretty phenomenal for a 12-year-old game. Other games have died and fizzled out, and DC has proved that it is here to stay. Even going so far as having EG7 buy up the rights to DC, as well as a whole bunch of other games from Daybreak, proving that is one of their pretty much their largest and biggest asset to date for that particular company. So DC is not going anywhere, and the population is pretty good. Okay, sorry, stood the test of time. But in terms of monetization, like I said before, DC Universe Online is a free-to-play game. Now, with that does come a little bit of marketplace stuff, but it is no means pay to win. It is definitely a pay to progress. Pay to progress faster, I would say. Everything that you can pay for, you can also earn easily in game if you're willing to commit a little bit more time and or just a little bit more focused effort into getting it. Now, even if you pay, that is no guarantee for you to progress. Let's say you paid and you spent $200, $300, even $500 on your character and all that good stuff, right? That does not mean that you are going to sit here and pass and breeze through Elite just easily as can be. Okay? If you just play normally and casually, you'll be able to get Elite content and pass it. Okay? You just got to know what you're doing. That's all it is about. Know what you're doing, understand the game mechanics, you'll be good to go. Even if you don't understand what you're doing, if you're able to adapt pretty quickly or have teammates to assist you, you'll be able to get good there too. Now, if you're, going through the higher ends of difficulty content, then that's when you definitely gotta put your little try-hard pants on, put your little sweaties, and have at it. But paying your way to get there and paying for that guarantee of you completing said content and winning, that is not at all the case. Now, the only thing that you can somewhat make an argument for is for artifacts, which are these things that can completely alter and change your whole gameplay. Some can make you crit a whole lot higher for a little bit of a reduction of total damage, but with those crits, you know, crits can outweigh that. So stuff like that helps change. Even healing ones that allow you to do more healing, get power back, which is like your mana. Do more healing, put out shields, all that good stuff. So there's stuff that's definitely useful and that you can definitely make an argument for it. If, say, you were dueling someone 1v1, some artifacts at a certain power level would definitely help and assist in dueling over others. But other than that, you're pretty much not gonna really have to care that much unless you're complete and utter min-maxer and whatnot. But then, let's be honest, just play the game and you'll get there the same rate. Well, not the same rate, but at a good rate. And DC has even made it easier and faster for all these different rates, whether it be ally progression, artifact progression, even character and skill point progression. Everything is a lot easier for you to do and progress through and pretty much acquire, all things considered. Okay, so I don't really think and don't believe, as well as a host of other people, don't think that DC Universe Online is a pay-to-win game whatsoever at all. Now, there are things called time capsules, which are just loot boxes, and stabilizers, which are just loot box keys that you can definitely get and pay for, but you can also earn them in-game just fine. Now, if you are a member, you definitely get access to more, because you're pretty much, let me see if I can stop for a second of healing and show you. You get this daily reward menu right here, and the members get the bottom row as well as the top row. Free to play players only get the top row. Okay, non-members, top row. And as you see right here, you get stabilizers here and here, so you pretty much get double anytime you get the stabilizers. Okay, you get double. So members definitely has an incentive of not only becoming a member, especially if you're going to play the game a lot, but also to progress your character at a faster rate. And if you're honestly a member, there's ways that you can even, you know, upgrade all this stuff very easily. So I just recommend that you don't spend that money unless you utterly feel like you absolutely just want to and you have a lot of disposable income. Have at it, of course, spend your money how you so choose. But for the average person and for a lot of kids and whatnot, don't worry about it. Just play the game. You'll get there easily. Other than the monetization about the time capsules, now time capsules also have some gear and, you know, styles are really attached to them. Most people go for the styles that come along with them, and with those styles come with feats, which are just accomplishments. And so many feats, when you stack them together on your character, allow you to get more skill points. Skill points come up here, allow you to do more weapons, weapon combos, spec in different weapons, get super speed, you know, allow you to have different abilities within your movement, let's say for flight or acrobatics or something like that, spec into more different iconic powers that can be useful for you, or just get more stats. Okay, now there's a cap on stats depending on what stat you're specking into, and even more crits depending on what you're trying to spec into, of course, but it allows you to spec into more. But even in that, it is pretty much, at the time of this recording, there's roughly almost about 800 skill points in total that you can have on a particular character, if you earned everything in the game, right? And time capsules are roughly about 100 of those, so 1/8. Now that can seem like a lot, but being that time capsules have been out for multiple years, that's actually not that much, and it's pretty good overall compared to what, like Star Wars Battlefront, World of Warcraft, I've heard was a lot of, you know, mess. ESO and those bases and whatnot that you got to spend, and mounts and stuff that you got to sit here and spend arm and leg for, and hundreds of dollars just to get a chance at it and whatnot. DC's not like that, okay? You're gonna find a lot more enjoyable experience when it comes to DC. Even bases, they're not expensive whatsoever at all. You're able to customize them and have all the good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. There's a whole section if you want to pay money. Now, granted, pretty much divide all the stuff by 100, and that's how you get the real world price. And when you see marketplace cash right here, okay? So 500 marketplace cash is $4.99, so $5. And bases, oh, look at that, not that much, okay? So you're not gonna spend hundreds of dollars on a base. Almost no one does. It's probably the one exception to the rule, but that is not the rule. So look, monetization, you're pretty much good to go there, and the game has, stood the test of time, so you're definitely gonna be good there. Now, in terms of in-game monetization, in-game currency, if you're playing on the PC and PC and PlayStation server, you're going to have a little bit of inflated in-game monetization, just because there were different glitches that has happened over the course of DC being out, especially early years of DC. That monetization happened to be inflated due to those glitches. Now, if you're talking about here nowadays and the newer platforms that you will play on, like Xbox and Nintendo Switch, that monetization is pretty much not there. You're pretty good. Inflation isn't as bad, and even with this current inflation, new players, I made several guides. You're gonna be a-okay. I use several guides to make money in game and have a whole bunch of stuff. You can see my other channel. I have so much stuff. I have extra to give out. Okay, I pretty much have dang near everything in the game. So with that being said, you're gonna be okay. In-game monetization, even with the inflated currency rate, is not gonna bother you that much. Okay, you're able to earn this stuff. Just play the game like normal. You'll be okay. And with playing the game like normal, let's go ahead and hop into combat. Now, when it comes to combat, DC does offer a very unique combat and play style that I do not find on a lot of other games. I definitely have grown to love this one. It's pretty easy and adaptable, all things considered. Definitely considering when you play like other ones like ESO, WoW, LoL, etc. Okay, now those are just some of the ones I played and dabbled at, so that's why I'm comparing to it. DC Universe, I think it's a little bit easier in my opinion, but it's definitely very similar to those games. At times it can be more complicated depending on what specific power or or what weapon you are using and what role you're trying to play, whether you're trying to do a damage role or support role. Just depending on what you're trying to do, it can be more. Ooh, see, look at that. He's blocking. Block break, done. It can be more challenging on certain things, but it's pretty simple and easy, all things considered. Very adaptable to deal with. I see a lot of new players get to know this combat system pretty easily and pretty quickly. So I definitely have faith that any one of y'all that are listening to this video and watching and contemplating whether to play or not, it will be able to adapt as well. Okay. Now with that, I will say that the PvE AI, as you saw, is pretty good and responsive to it all. The PvP, if you're a PvP player, combat is not going to be for you in this game. I'm going to be honest with you. PvP has not been touched in I think like 5 years or something like that. It's been a while. PvP will get touched up again when the game does overhaul its current engine, which is Unreal Engine 3, and update it to Unreal Engine 4 or 5. If you don't know what that is, take for example Unreal Engine 5 is what Fortnite runs on. DC runs on 2 models before that, from like 12 to 15 years ago. So it's definitely an older engine, but able to do different things with it, as you see. Ooh, what was that? That was good. I'll check out some masks. Hold on. Oh wow, I got the OP mask. Yo, that's what's up. Look at that. Haven't got it yet, and I'm just not getting it. But yeah. Anyways, PvP will get updated when the game engine does get refreshed, so definitely take consideration. There is still a PvP scene. It's just very small and minute. A lot of hardcore PvP lovers still play it. It's just not the best right now. How you respond and the timing is slightly off, so sometimes when you think you're block breaking, it doesn't count as a block break, but they can still counter you and interrupt you to make you more vulnerable since you're doing a block break. It's just how the mechanics are, and it's just the timing is off. So PvP scene is a little bit messed up there. So definitely take consideration. But if you are trying to hop in PvP, they do make it a lot easier. They even progress your character, even if you're lower level or lower geared. They progress you to a baseline of the group, so you're able to still compete in whatever matchup that you went ahead and did. Now, I will go ahead and say that combat-wise is pretty much covered now. Let's go ahead go ahead and hop into customization. Customization is by far the best, and I do mean the best, out of any MMORPG out on the market over this past 12 years. DC Universe completely and utterly just, let's just say, used the bathroom on everyone else. No one comes close when it comes to DC customization. You got heaps and loads of styles. Let me go ahead and load up my style tab. Some take a minute because there's a lot of them. Okay, I'm running on PS5, so you know you can have comparison sake. But even the PS4 times is pretty much similar to this. PC is a little bit faster, but that's 39. But let's check out the chest. 54. Head. We check out the head. Is 64. 44. These are pages filled with different styles, y'all. Different and unique ones. Okay. And with the palette, you get to customize all this good stuff. As you see, you get to customize to your heart's content. Hair, skin, makeup, all that. You even have materials which can, you know, give you different textures, different depths, just different shading, even, all things considered. Here, I'll even show you. Here's one that's liquid metal all over your body. And then you got white nebula, and then you got the shaded comic, which has a more like comic book approach. And even with that, you're able to customize what each piece has. You don't have anything on it at all, or you want to have, you know, one here and have this be let's do the nebula one there. Okay, and even in that, some of these materials allow for you to have and customize them on top of the material as well. So DC Universe Online is definitely customizable as could be. Got a whole heap of titles that can float above your name. Okay, just like how he has the, what is it, the Proud. Sorry, he's flying around a lot. But yeah, just how he has the Proud above his name. You got titles and you got leagues, all kinds of stuff. So character customization is second to none. Basis customization is something that is definitely very, very good, as well as League Hall. Base on League Hall, pretty much very much the same, but League Hall is just a bigger base with a fewer of the general location options that you have, but it's incredible nonetheless. Now I got a little Scrooge McDuck going on here with all this gold on the floor, but with bases, you're able to pretty much create a endless opportunity thing. Actually, you can put stuff on the wall, not only in these circles, but also freely all over. Put stuff in ceilings, the cracks, the crevices, the floor, whatever case. You can change the color of these bad boys, all of that, okay? So base and league halls, like, it's incredible. Customization is second to none, like I'm saying, okay? Even with the materials I talked about, you also have auras, which you kind of saw around my character right there. And accessories, which is what you're seeing with the crown of Solomon whenever this loads up here. And then I'm wearing above my head that's floating there. But there's also different things you can do with these accessories, okay? Now, accessories are pretty new, so if you're an old player, you probably don't know what that is. But they have been added, and they're some here to stay. And that's what I also expect for even more of DC to pull out more and more things that are new but here to stay. Auras, you see, it's just different things on the aura. And even you can subjugate stuff to be, you know, different sections of your body or the whole body entirely. Okay, now accessories, you see, you got different stuff that can surround your body, be on your body, you know, affect your body, float near your body, whatever the case may be. There's different things, all things, you know, on you, around you, all that good stuff, okay? So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can definitely go ahead and do. You got different emblems, whatnot too. So there's endless opportunities to change out your weapons and even customize the color of them. Different movement styles. So you can have a sparkly trail, you can have bubbles float by you, or just have some lightning if you're super speed, you know, flight, acrobatics, whatever. The world is pretty much yours. Your imagination is the only thing that's going to limit you in this game, okay, when it comes to customization. This is a league hall, kind of under the sea right now, but it looks absolutely stunning, even on this older game engine, okay? And with that, I would also even say that the devs do listen. They do a little bit of fan service. They wanted the Blue Beetle style. The community wanted Blue Beetle style for a little bit, so the devs went ahead and made the monthly style, which as you see, you get some gear if you're member, and you also get gear if you're free to play as well. Okay, throughout the month, that is. And if you're a member, you also get one of these, which is going to be like whatever the rare style of the month is. But even if you're not a member, you can still get that style. You just have to wait. I think the month of it, you can't get it. The follow month is when you're able to get it in the vendor that all this stuff is at, which I can show you that as well. But yeah, devs listen. They got the Blue Beetle style, so they do fan service for the community. Okay, so that's definitely something to take in consideration there. Now, in terms of final thoughts, let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Some pros and cons. I'm gonna be honest, only about 3 cons, and not even that major. Let's go start that off. PvP is dead for the most part. Dueling scene is still pretty active, but it's not how it even used to be there. Population definitely fluctuate. Has been. Oh, see, look, he's trying to even do me now. Population definitely fluctuate. It's definitely higher when new DLC or content does come out, and does get lower whenever see, that timing was off, but I still got it counted for me. Oh, but yeah, PvP is pretty much dead. Dueling scene is not though. Dueling is pretty good there. If you actually queue it for a match, like how you would like Call of Duty for multiplayer, that is no good. Population fluctuate is definitely down since the height of DC, but it has actually gone up in recent years. And for the third one, it will have to be the smaller dev team. Now, DCUO developers, some have left, some have, went on to better and more opportunities, whatever the case may be. Dev team has got smaller. DCUO is hiring though, so that should be help remedied, hopefully here soon. But smaller dev team still nonetheless. And even with the smaller dev team, I will have to say that they are going to be a little bit slower to fix things, but they still fix them nonetheless. They're slower to implement ideas, and even sometimes quality control when the DLC first comes out. Sometimes it is not the greatest, and does have some bugs. But if we test this stuff out and help on the test server, a lot of the stuff can be remedied. So definitely take that in consideration. So in terms of the pros though, you got 12 years of content plus frequent new content added to the game. You got excellent group and solo content no matter what kind of player you are. Even if you don't know anybody in this game, just want to try it out for yourself, you'll be able to find and communicate with a lot of people. Whether you got a mic, you don't got any mic, you just want to chat it up, or you don't want to do either and just want to queue some up on the on-duty menu. You'll do a lot of stuff that DCO has to offer. A whole heap of stuff, okay? So that is something to definitely take in consideration. DCO is not pay to win like a lot of other MMORPGs have become in recent years. So that's definitely a plus right there. Now, pay to progress, I guess you can be a little bit of a con, but that is definitely how you perceive it. A lot of people, I even made a couple videos about that. We had a discussion, and a lot of people agree it's not really pay to win, but it's pay to progress. So take that in consideration there. Crossplay is enabled, so if you're on PlayStation or run it on a computer, you're going to be able to have even more people on your server and platform. Okay, that is definitely a plus right there. But if you're not on one of those particular platforms, then hey, it is what it is. Difficulty variety for the content that you want to play, whether you're a casual player, hardcore player, or anything in between, or a super giga sweat. You're trying to think of a giga chat or something, there's stuff for you too. Okay, so look, DCUO offers a unique combat and gameplay style, something that you're able to truly play as you want to play. Now, there's stuff that is definitely can be considered the meta, but even that can be challenged if you just learn your power better and able to maneuver your power in different ways or manipulate your power in different ways. And not even have to do your power. Maybe you just want to do iconic powers or your movement abilities. Okay? There's a whole heap of different ways to play. Maybe you just want to have pet builds, or maybe you just want to be a hybrid support role and damage role person, or whatever the case may be. Anything how you want to play. You even want to just do straight up lore stuff and have a dedicated lore for your character and play it that way. You can definitely do that as well and succeed in doing so. Okay, so DC Universe Online offers a multitude of different play styles that cater to any and everyone. Okay, another pro is devs do work on stuff. They do hear the community. They're not like Call of Duty where it's like, oh hey, can you please fix this, and they just give you another skin or something. No, DC Universe definitely, the dev team definitely take care of the game and help us out and listen, try to fix problems as they come up. Now there's some older glitches and bugs of problems that, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But there's some older glitches and bugs in the game that haven't been addressed or have been, and they're still not fully worked out. But with the game engine overall, that's going to be fixed as well. On top of that, you can definitely expect that if people play that particular content more, developers would work on it more. Okay? It's pretty much how it goes. If you don't play it that much, like once in a blue moon, developers not really gonna spend all that manpower to fix it. And unless till they get to the game engine overall. But yeah, developers are working to fix everything. Now, I would say another pro is that DCUO developers, they implement new ideas. Accessories are new, artifacts are new, allies are new, pets, to an extent are new. There's so many new things in this game. It's absolutely insane. If you're such a new player, you can have an orbital strike. See, I should have fell down for hitting him right there, but I didn't, and I was able to block break him. That timing is off. But yeah, new things implemented all the time, and we're actually expecting, and like I put in my expectation video, I'm actually expecting more things to come in the year 2023. So it's definitely a good time to play the game. Okay. Now, some people, and this is gonna be my last pro right here for DC Universe Online. Some people think that the game is dead. Some people say it's going to die, it's going to cut off servers like City of Heroes, whatever the case may be. I'm here to say that this game has stood the test of time. EG7 even invested more money into the game to buy up Daybreak, and Daybreak's biggest asset is DC Universe, okay? So I will say that DC Universe Online is definitely here to stay. That is without a doubt, okay? DCUO is here to stay. It's still the test of time. It's going to be here for years to come. I can even see it going. It's about 12 years now. I can see it going for 20. So, DCUO, you don't have to worry about if, all your time that you're trying to now invest into it's going to be wasted and whatnot. You're going to have a nice return. It'll be the same if you sat here and play the new Call of Duty and, spend all that time to get progression just to, go into the new game and lose all that one. You're not going to have the issue here. But without further ado, man, let me know what and how you feel about DC. What do y'all think, okay? Those who played it, those who, gave it a shot already or trying to give it a shot now, come back to this video, man. Let the people know if I'm right about anything, if I'm wrong about anything. And if I'm wrong, please give me a detail of what I'm wrong. Say, hey, it is this or it's not that. Actually give a clause. Don't just be like, hey, you're wrong, and then be like, okay, about what? And you don't answer, okay? Please give me a little bit of constructive criticism to go ahead and give back to the people so I can properly address this stuff. But look, without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, share the video out, watch the ads, please, and thank you. And let's have a discussion, okay? Let everyone know if you are already playing DC. Should other people play DC? Should people get into it if they haven't gotten into it already? If you're an old player, old veteran player, should people return to the game? Should they not? What do you think in the comment section down below? Share the video out so we can have a broader discussion with everyone as we can, okay? Without further ado, man, like, comment, subscribe. Peace and shalom.